Interesting you say that, because that was actually going to be one of my questions about. I can't help but notice everyone who's like doing something from Oxford.
Yeah.
There's always like a different approach to addressing it. Like I feel some people will have on, say, their Facebook, London, even though I know full well they're born and raised in Oxford.
Oxford, yeah.
And then there's others who like really feel the need to rep where they're from. I remember when I first went to Bristol, I changed my Facebook name to lecta Oxford because I was so on letting people know I'm from Oxford. And then it kind of, well, I don't feel the need to like shout about it, but if people ask, I will say Oxford. I just wanted to know, like, do you rep Oxford in a sense? Do you feel like it's necessary for you to let people know that's where you're from?
I feel like in the music industry, you have to be selective of who you tell you're from Oxford. Because a lot of people, a lot of like promoters, a lot of record label people, they don't want to hear that because they're thinking, oh, he's far away, he's not in touch with what's going on here. So I feel like with those kind of people, you have to be very selective. But everywhere else, I'm like, yeah, I'm from Oxford. I don't care. I'll just tell anyone I'm from Oxford. In uni, I had people like, oh, Oxford, you're probably your waste man, probably this. But I would stick it on anyone, bro.
Yeah.
With me, it was like, yeah, I'm from Oxford, but I'll still punch you in your face. Like, don't cross me, but like, I'll tell anyone I'm from Oxford. To me, it's not like it's not something to be embarrassed about. Whereas I wouldn't say something to be proud of in a sense, because I feel like Oxford has its own issues. So I'm not like, yeah, I'm from Oxford, like Oxford is this, Oxford is that. I just tell others, I'm from Oxford as black people. Like, it's pretty culturally diverse. Got issues, but yeah. It's not even far from London, so I don't know what you're complaining about. People are like, oh, that sounds far. I'm like, yeah, like 30 minutes away, 40 minutes away.
In London, they call it country, innit?
Yeah, and it's actually like down the road. Like, I can get to Oxford before I can get to some places in London.
True, man.
So I'm like, yeah, you can say all of this, but at the end of the day, it's just a place that I live. And it's just like any other place. Like,
and in this day and age, we're all so connected anyway. Like,
exactly.
Being local is kind of unnecessary when you've got the internet.
Exactly. So to me, it's just like, I'll tell anyone I'm from Oxford. Like, when I was living in London, it said London on my page, but everywhere on my bios and everything, it says Oxford-based producer. On radio, when they introduce my songs, they'll be like, oh, this is from Oxford-based producer, Tazer, because I'm thinking, wow, like, people are seen it as a disadvantage, but I see it as something different, that there's something to like tell people about when it comes to like my music being played on radio. But it was just hard initially because you tell people from Oxford, and again, they feel like you're far away. They feel like you're not up to scratch. You don't know what's going on in the world. And it's like, it's not like that. So I feel like you just have to be quite strategic with how you do it. But
I used to clash with people at uni who are also from Oxford.
What, clash like this?
No, I'll meet them out and they'll be like, oh yeah, so you're from Oxford? I'm like, yeah. And we'll just get excited about Oxford. And they'll be like, oh, okay, so what part of Oxford are you from? And I'll be like, oh yeah, Black Beneath. And they'll be like,
hold the phone.
First they'll be like, well, how did you make it to uni? And then they'll be like, yeah, I've got a nan that lives over there. I don't bother seeing her though. I don't step foot in there. I think there's even like, with that being said, there's somewhat of a divide within Oxford. Yeah,
that's like this like microcosm of like, there is a massive classism issue in Oxford. Like, it's so apparent. People, like, I think it's if you're from North Oxford. Is it North Oxford? Or South Oxford? It's like North.
The North and the West is kind of like
where
all the villages are as well, especially.
If you're from there, because a lot of those houses in the area, you have to either had it handed down to you or you have to have bought it like with a mortgage. So a lot of those people are white because historically they're the people that have been in this land. We don't have those family roots going back hundreds of years. We don't. Black people, not all I should say, but a lot of black people don't have family wealth, whereas white people have that family wealth, so they can afford like these houses in these nice areas, and then they can afford to send their kids to these nice schools and stuff, and they stay within those areas. Do you know what I'm saying? But because coming to this country as a black person with nothing, your only option is to move to somewhere like Black Belize, where the government provides housing for people that haven't got those family ties and that family money. So a lot of minorities, I say minorities, but in Black Belize there's not a minority. A lot of those minorities ended up being working class, living in working class areas. And I feel like just purely based on that, people immediately, Black Belize, that's where all the black people live, that's where all the Asian people live, that's where all the people that work in the factories live. And that immediately has this huge divide, so that even my mum used to tell me like, oh, when you're applying for jobs in Oxford, if you're going to apply for a job, don't put Black Belize on the thing. Just put your postcode. Right. Because people will see Black Belize and assume that they know who you are before they've actually met you.
Yeah.
Which I think is like, it's disappointing because some of the best people and some of my friends that I have now, like my greatest friends, are from Black Belize. They've never done me wrong.
And haven't conformed to that negative stereotype that it holds.
I feel like that negative stereotype that Black Belize holds, if these people that are casting this stereotype really take a look at their own society, like even if you look at in North Oxford and all those areas, you have people that are delinquents everywhere. It's just that in Black Belize, people see them, they already think Black Belize where the Black people live. They're all like that. It's not the case. Everywhere you go, you're gonna get people that are doing this. I know girls from Oxford that take cocaine, heroin and all this, do you know what I'm saying? Steal, they do all the stuff that people think that we should be doing. But just because they live in North Oxford, people are like, oh, that's impossible, she doesn't do that. But my friends from Black Belize are like the realest, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
fully.
They keep it like, people like, I remember like Lewis May, I've known him from school, Old Ty Lewis May, my friend Vaughan Matthews, a bunch of us like, we're like, even if I haven't seen them for like 2 years, even if I haven't seen them for like 5 years, we're still like this. They've never done me wrong. It's my friends that I got from all these
little pockets around.
These weird areas, these rich areas. Those are the people that have stabbed me in the back. And it's crazy because it continues to this day and people don't realize that, all right, cool, just because you live somewhere doesn't mean that you have to fit into this
pigeonhole.
And the really disappointing thing for me is that I see now, our generation was like, we do whatever we want, but like we still go to school, we still do this, and we're still trying to achieve stuff and But I see now this generation now, because they've had it drilled into them that being from places like Black Belize is such a bad thing. That's what they want to do. They want to be that stereotype, and it's disappointing because I look at a lot of kids in Oxford that go to like Cellar and stuff, or even like my friends like little sisters or like little brothers, and I'm thinking, wow, like you and your brother or sister are so different, because whereas you wanted to get out of that stereotype, they want to be that stereotype. Like they see that as the cool thing right now. And I feel like things like the media have like caused this issue where, especially like with music like grime, it's like they demonize it so much. They demonize it, but it's actually what people like to listen to. But because they're hearing it getting demonized in one ear and then they love it in the other, they just take in both and they become in both. And I feel like in places like in Black Belize, a lot of people are just really messing up their lives because they don't realize that they're just conforming with what everyone else says they are. And it doesn't have to be like that.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Exactly. But that's how it is with all societies. If someone tells you you're something long enough, you're going to start to believe it. And that's what's going to happen. It's happened like throughout time, throughout history. They said, Black people in America, you guys, you won't amount to nothing. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't. And then
they internalize it.
And then that's what has actually happened. Like we have become what we were told we are, even though at the time we weren't. Like Black people, we didn't come to. I'm going off topic, but Black people didn't come to America as. They didn't come to America as slaves. They came to America as kings and queens. Do you know what I'm saying? The royalty with our own religion, our own culture. Do you know what I'm saying? But then we got told so much that we're something else that we just wiped all of that out and became that. And I feel like that's what's happening in all these other areas. Like they're being told you're this, you're that, you're this. This area is that. People are just like forgetting that we aren't that. We're just being told. But now it's just like, we're this. I'm cool because I smoke weed and I do this and I stay up late, I sneak out the house, I go to all these. I'm thinking, nah, that's not cool. You're just being a fool. Like you're not. You're just growing up to be a failure. Like and you try and tell them, and a lot of them like, so what? I'm from Black Belize, man. You don't know about it in Black Belize. I'm thinking, wow, you think I didn't live in Black Belize, bro?
Exactly.
I lived in Black Belize, you know. We lived in Black Belize when people were getting. I remember people would get killed in Black Belize. And people from Black Belize were going to prison and stuff. Like we grew up in those times where I thought Black Belize was even worse than it is now. But people are looking at you and like, you don't know what it is. I live in Black Belize, man. Hold tight my Black Belize. I'm thinking, bro, humble yourself. You're from Black Belize, cool. Try and be greater than what people are saying Black Belize is. Don't go around shouting, I'm from Black Belize, I can do what I want, I'm this, I'm that. Because you're just making everyone else from Black Belize look bad. Do you know what I'm saying?
Fully.
And I feel like.
And as a result, I feel I've had a few occasions where I've told people, I'm from Black Belize, and they're like, no, you can't be. Because and that hurts to be told that.
Because you speak well, because you hold yourself well, because you have aspirations. as soon as you have any of those three things, oh, you can't be from that area. I'm thinking, nah, I am from that area, but I'm trying to make better what you think of that area. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's almost ironic because I feel that's why we have these aspirations.
Yeah.
Because we're from a place of...
Yeah, like, we weren't, like, by no means, I wasn't comfortable growing up. Like, it wasn't a comfortable area growing up. Do you know what I'm saying? There wasn't, like, abundance of wealth, but we acknowledge that, and we acknowledge what people think of it, and then we thought, you know what, let's do whatever it takes. Do you know what I'm saying? But now I feel like people are just like, yeah, Black Belize, or yeah, grime, yeah, da da da. Like this area, like we're G'd up, like we're G'd up. This is the streets. Like we can do whatever we want. We're gonna run these streets. I'm thinking, bro, you're doing the exact opposite of what we did. Like we were like, oh, you lot think this area is a joke? Come, let's show you. We're gonna get A's in school. We're gonna go to uni. We're gonna do this. But now, it's a shame because it's like, people are destroying themselves. And especially in Oxford, it's sad to see because it seems like now, compared to our generation, no one has any aspiration at all to achieve greater than their little bubble. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I almost don't want to say that because I don't really know the generation about now.
So like,
but I hope that there is people.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I've always seen it in Oxford because it's like a very small environment, but it's big at the same time. People are comfortable staying in Oxford. I've always seen that, and I've always been like, oh, like I wouldn't really be comfortable doing that. But you know what? You want to do that? Do your thing. Just make the most of your experience while you're here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But now I feel like people don't even want to make the most. They're just like, yeah, I'm from Oxford. I'm just going to stay here forever. I'm going to go to school and I'm going to drop out. And then I'm not going to do anything after that. It's just going to be about maybe sell drugs, maybe do that, maybe do that. I'm thinking that's not the way to go.
Fully. I
feel like you need to have aspiration. I feel like that's what Oxford lacks a lot of. I think, again, that's down to that classism thing. Where it's like, oh yeah, nah, the white people that live in all these nice houses, they're the ones that are going to do all of that. They're the ones in school that are going to do everything. You guys are just here to just add numbers. And I feel like it's causing a lack of growth. And I feel that's what's holding Oxford back. Because there's a lot of talent in Oxford, but people are so obsessed with being in Oxford and not reaching out and expressing that, oh yeah, I'm from Oxford, but I do this, I can do that everywhere else. People forget about doing all those things, then they just plateau.
It's interesting. I feel there's that same dichotomy that I think Nas may have mentioned it.
Yeah.
And I think there's a similar situation with Oxford where people want to get out of the hood, but they never want to improve the hood. And I think I'm definitely a victim of that. I got to a stage where I thought, I need to just get out of Oxford if I want to pursue these aspirations.
Exactly what I mean. I realised that if I stay in Oxford the rest of my life, I'm just going to be that 40-year-old DJ whose biggest gig was in Attic. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm not doing that, man. I'm not doing that. I said,
no offense to Attic.
No offense to Attic, but you have to have aspirations. And like you said, you just say, well, I'm from Oxford. I'm not ashamed of it. Like, but I need to go everywhere else. Like, that's just how it is in life. Like, if you look at our parents and stuff, they've all left wherever they came from and they went and did other things and achieved stuff. But you can't just stay in the same spot and expect your life to change because it just won't happen.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't really put it better myself. I feel like all the questions I was looking to ask you, you've essentially answered.